minute I could snap. I'm the equivalent of what would happen if Bush rapped. I bully these rappers so bad lyrically. It ain't even funny, I ain't even hungry, it ain't even money. You can't pay me enough for you to play me. It's cockamania, you just ain't zany enough to rock with Shady. My noodle is cock-a-doodle, my clock's cuckoo, I got screws loose. Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle, I'm just brutal. It's no rumor, I'm numero uno. Assume it, there's no humor in it, no more you know. I'm rolling with a swollen bowling ball in my bag. You need a bag to come and tear a new hole in my ass. You better love me.
In the hood, they holler my name. If it ain't about the flow, it's about the stones in the chain. Yeah. If I was you, I love me too, I roll like a boss. 911 Pulse, same color as cranberry sauce. I ain't gon' front, I thought R. Kelly was this shit. Let me find out he fucking around with Bow Wow, bitch. He eating popcorn, right? Rewinding the tape. Now shorty mama in the precinct, hollering rape. I'm convinced, man, something really wrong with these hoes. I thought little Kim was hot, that she stuck off the
one man standing up to the machine. I am the founder.
Then the bitch put out a CD, it didn't have no beats. That boy D'Angelo, he determined not to fail. That nigga with butt ass for his record to sell. My back shot to help Ashanti hit them high notes. And Big Ben taught Charlie B more than deep throat.
What up? Waking up early. Sun is rising. And I'm doing a quick offshoot video just for fun this morning. So this juice.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Marley Marl. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on rock stop. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. And I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me busy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos in Queens, in dope for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. living life without fear. Putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. And it's still all good, And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew is lounging. Celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps a act with minks on her back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the sauce. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Damn right I like the life I live. Cause I went from negative to positive and it's all. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Representing B-Town in the house. And if you Junior Mafia, Mad Flavor. Yeah. Alright.
Atheism is unstoppable. Atheism unstoppable. Atheism is unstoppable. Atheism is unstoppable. And Devin Tracy.
Hey, what's up? So I'm going old school right now. Reason it doesn't take right now. I'm recording into my iPhone the way I used to do because it's late and I don't want to. I don't want to sync my microphone actually, and because I don't want to wake up the neighbors. I'm at a hotel, but so you want to know who Sean King is? Sean King, over 1 million followers on Twitter. So I'm going through my timeline and I see he retweeted something, and he retweeted it from this girl, PDX Law Girl, and she looks like a man, probably a feminist, some kind of a witch. I'm not sure. I don't want to be insensitive. She's Wiccan. I don't know. She looks like somebody I wouldn't like. Anyway, this tickled the hell out of me. So, what do we know about Sean King? He's looking out for the blacks, man. It's his cause in life. He's a crusader. Check this story out. A Portland police officer, let's assume he's white. We're talking about Portland. A Portland police officer shot and killed Andre Gladen, a black man who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and was blind. He fell asleep. Wait, why would a white cop kill a blind, paranoid, schizophrenic black guy? Can you believe the level of racism in this world? Oh, just disgusting. He fell asleep on a woman's porch, and she called the police. Instead of just getting help for the person, they just kill him. That's the tweet. And that's the headline, and that's the message. A fucked up racist police officer in Portland decided to kill a blind, sleeping black man. Now, I just saw the movie Into the Spider-Verse, okay? And in that movie, all of the various Spider-Men have spidey sense. They tingle. Did you tingle when you read that? Does this seem legitimate to you? It was legitimate enough for Sean King to retweet to over 1 million people. 1 million people got that message. A fucking white cop in Portland randomly executed a paranoid schizophrenic blind sleeping man for no reason. Oh my God. Can you believe the racism? Now, the problem with this tweet is that there's a link to the story. How much research do you think I had to do before it was abundantly clear to me that nothing in this is accurate? And this is a laughable contortion of what actually happened. And it doesn't take much research. That's what's stunning to me. Sean King and whoever propagates this kind of bullshit, they assume you're not going to click that link. Because if you click the link, you're going to get to the article with me. Let me read it to you, please. Let me read it to you, please. The Oregonian. I don't want to be insensitive. She's Wiccan. I don't know. She looks like somebody I wouldn't like. Anyway, this tickled the hell out of me. So, what do we know about Sean King? He's looking out for the blacks, man. It's his cause in life. He's Portland. A Portland police officer shot. Oh, just disgusting. He fell asleep. The message. A fucked up racist police officer in Portland decided to kill a blind. Now, I just saw the movie Into the All right, let's record. Headline: The Oregonian. Man shot by Portland police was legally blind. Suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. Headline: The Oregonian. Man shot by Portland police was legally blind. Suffered from paranoid schizophrenia, relatives say. Well, I guess there it is. That's the headline. He was shot. He suffered from all these things. I mean, he wasn't perfectly well. He was blind legally. You know, he had some issues, some mental problems. And he just got shot by the nasty police. Can you believe that? Wow. The 36-year-old man, shot and killed by a Portland police officer in a southeast Portland home, was identified Tuesday as Andre Cottrell Gladen, a California native who had family in Portland, suffered from paranoid schizophrenia, and was legally blind, according to relatives. The next paragraph, I wasn't ready for. I wonder if you're going to be ready for it. Gladen lost an eye at least 5 years ago when he was shot in the head with a shotgun. Oh, God. Wait a minute. Why is he alive? Why is he alive and Kurt Cobain is dead? He got shot in the head with a shotgun. Holy Christ. Okay. I like how there's no explanation for that. It's just like, who shot him in the head with a shotgun? That's not even worth mentioning? What the fuck happened there? How about a war story? Okay, his twin brother, Fonte Gladen. Never heard of that name. Fonte. Ayo, Fonte. Andre Gladen had been living with his mama in Sacramento and receiving disability benefits, but came to Portland in December, said a cousin, Diamond Randolph. That's classy. Blood diamonds? Diamonds are forever. He was staying with Randolph, she said. Gladen suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and had been in and out of hospitals in the past, his relatives said. He was last seen about 7 a.m. Sunday, leaving his cousin's apartment in the area of Southeast 142nd. I don't know why I'm laughing. Because I know what's coming. Holy shit. He had been up, talking, and everything was cool, Randolph said. She said she didn't know where he was headed when he left her apartment. He said, I'll be back, and then I never heard from him again, Randolph said. By 1 p.m. Sunday, Gladen was pounding on the front door of a stranger's home in the 9600 block of Southeast Market Street. He was dressed, but had no shoes on, and someone named Ernest had told him to go to the home for help, said the tenant, Desmond Pesqueia. Gladen told Pesqueia that he had been released from a hospital and someone was after him, trying to kill him. Pesqueia, who knows how to pronounce that, offered Gladen some water and $10 to grab the MAX train and get some food, but Gladen wouldn't leave and fell asleep on the porch. And then a cop came and killed him because he's racist. What? Oh, wait, there's more. Pesqueia called police about 2 p.m. because there was a random psychotic stranger sleeping on his porch. When an East Precinct officer arrived, Gladen ran inside the home and fell on the living room floor. East Precinct officer Consider Vosu? What the fuck is going on? Consider Vosu. Oh, you know why this is not going to get the coverage? Because I just looked up his bio. The dude's Native American. Oh, he's agnostic. That's amazing. Okay, anyway, a Native American named Consider Vosu followed and struggled to turn Gladen onto his stomach to try to handcuff him. But Gladen kicked the officer off and ran into a rear bedroom, Pesqueia told the Oregonian in an interview. The officer, cornered in the bedroom, fired a taser at Gladen after several warnings to get back, Pesqueia said. Gladen fell down briefly but got back up. So he didn't respond to the officer. He didn't obey the officer. He ran inside. The officer tried to handcuff him. He kicked the officer. He then ran into a bedroom, cornered the officer. The officer fired a taser. He went down briefly but got back up. Gladen then pulled a knife and went toward the officer, and Vosu fired 3 shots from his handgun, Pesquea said. Gladen was taken by ambulance and declared dead at a local hospital, police said. Gladen's brother said his twin needed help, you think? So, apparently legally blind is not blind. Gladen could see where he was going. He didn't just pull out a knife and start bobbing his head like he was Stevie Wonder. He was coming at the officer with a knife. Funny how that didn't get a mention in the tweet. Not the resisting arrest, not the kicking of the officer, not the running into a stranger's house, not the brushing off of getting tased, and not the pulling of a knife and threatening to kill the officer. Oh, and then we get a quote from Fonte Gladen, the twin brother. Why would he fall asleep at someone's front door? I don't know, Fonte, he had problems. This dude wasn't looking to hurt anybody. Instead of just getting help for the person, they just kill him. Oh, fuck. And that was the quote that they ran in the headline of the tweet that Sean King tweeted out to over 1 million people. Having read that article, do you think a summation, an appropriate summation of it, is blind guy gets killed by cops for no reason? Is that what the fuck? Oh, how about knife-wielding, psychotically aggressive, crazy person tries to kill cop defends himself. What the fuck was wrong with Mr. Gladen? How about that? My God. Andre Gladen smoked marijuana and drank alcohol and wasn't on medication, his cousin said. Andre Gladen hadn't finished high school. He was arrested by police in Portland for disorderly conduct and interfering with police in 2015, but the charges were dismissed. At that time, he listed Transition Projects, which provides housing for homeless people, as his address. He has prior convictions in California in 2007 for possession of a dangerous weapon and disorderly conduct. Fonte Gladen said he last visited with his brother in September at their mother's home in Sacramento. He described his brother as goofy, funny, quiet. I'm still waiting to hear why he was walking around outside with no shoes and a blanket. Well, he was homeless. I was in the womb with that guy. That's my best friend. I feel empty, lost, confused. Oh my God. There's 300 comments. Oh my God. There are some seriously regressive people in that comment section from Oregon. I mean, what the hell do they think the takeaway is from this event? People are going to bitch racism on this? Oh, I'd love to hear that case be made. Yeah, the Native American guy who defended his life against this dude who was resisting. Oh my God, it's just madness. Total madness. Anyway, rest in peace, Andre Gladen. Yeah, it didn't have to go this way, but yeah, life is like a game of choose your own adventures, and you made a few choices there, didn't you? Shot by Portland police was legally blind. Headline: The Oregonian. Man Headline: The Oregonian. Man shot by Portland police was legally blind. By I mean, he wasn't perfectly well. He was blind legally. You know, he had some issues. Gladen, a California native who had family in Portland. The next paragraph, I wasn't ready for. I wonder if you're going to be ready for it. Gladen lost an eye at least 5 years ago when he was shot in the head with a shotgun.
Oh, man.
or almost all Muslim examples is that it's never for the next 4 days, and it's never the police's official information. If the police actually officially release this information after analyzing the situation, then that's totally fair. But the conflation here is that almost in every single instance where like a Paul Joseph Watson goes out and releases like fucking information about how the shooter was Muslim or whatever, it's purposefully a lie. They're not using any sort of evidence testimony. They're not using anything. They're just fucking lying and speculating.
Okay.
That's why I have a hard time. That's why I have a hard time when like Nuance Bro makes that argument and says like, well, you're a fucking liar and you're a race baiter and you're a piece of shit. Like, you don't give a fuck about this person, this 7-year-old's death. It's like, bitch, you don't give a fuck about the 7-year-old's death. I covered the actual story. I did this in
well,
an
that's a
effort
cheap argument because to be fair, no one really gives a fuck about a random 7-year-old dying. Like people die all the time. To pretend otherwise is pretty dumb.
No, but it's still fucking shitty. And the reason the reason why I'm covering the story is so that I can. The reason why at least I was covering that story specifically on that day is so that I can help as much as I can and spread the spread the information that the police gave out
iPhone,
and literally
the way I
said,
used to do.
please spread this information. There was a bounty placed on this person as well. For any sort of information that led to the capture of this person. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
I totally see what you're saying. I just 1,000,000% disagree with you. I just don't think there's any value whatsoever in covering like breaking news in that way and then implying anything about like a hate attack. I just don't see any value in it, and I see a potential downside. Well, which is what you're experiencing as a downside, right?
Yeah. And again, like I said, if the information
He's such a stupid motherfucking asshole. He's on the show with this little manlet, Destiny, this little dweeb, and they're trying to be best bros. They hang out in LA. Hey guys, I'm in LA. Hang out with me, please. And he's like trying to explain to him, like, oh, here's why I took down the video, and here's why I race baited the video. Here's why I said, here's why I did a video that's 95% about hate crimes against black people and about the history of whites being violent to blacks, including black and white photos talking about race mixing. Here's why I did it. It's because the police didn't rule it out as a possibility. And Destiny goes to him, well, then so if you have a brown guy commit an act of violence or terrorism, is it fine before the information comes out to then just do a 10-minute video on Muslim terror? And then if it comes out that the brown guy wasn't a Muslim and had nothing to do with Islam, do you think you should issue an apology? Or at least, I don't know, be embarrassed that you just outed your entire agenda? That you just have a thing against Muslims and want to talk about Muslim terror and are looking for any fucking excuse to talk about Muslim terror. And Hassan doesn't register it. And his little role model here, his little, you're my Twitch icon, is telling him to his face that, no, this is very dangerous what you've done. It's not credible. You have no legs to stand on here. You ran on something that, and, oh my God, he keeps talking about this 4 eyewitnesses. There were 4 eyewitnesses to a car, not to a shooting, to a car. The only thing that tied the car to the shooting was the 15-year-old daughter who was being coached and influenced by her mom. And when the full story comes out, that there's a reason they pinned this on the white guy. Watch the scramble job.
Was if the information at the time wasn't solid, I wouldn't have worked off of it.
It wasn't solid. Clearly, it wasn't solid. And even if, here's the whole thing, even if they are correct that the police were looking for a white man in connection to this crime, yes, that was based off the eyewitness testimony of the family. They were wrong, and they might be deviously wrong, intentionally wrong, but whatever. That still gives you no free pass to just talk about the motivations of this potential guy. I mean, that's fucking insane. And so he doesn't connect those dots. And the whole thing is, why are you covering this story? You know, this story, out of all the stories in the world, you can go on the AP Wire, and there's some fucking million stories that came out. While you and I were sleeping last night, a ton of shit happened. Now, we could go through that and comb through and just be like, here's a situation, a black guy murdered another black, and now next, what else you got? Here's something, anything. It could be there was a knife attack. Who was it? It was in Koreatown. It was a Korean attacking a white guy. Yeah, I'm not running that. What do you want me to say about that? I'm against knife crimes? Fuck the Koreans? No. Okay, how about this one? White guy kills black kid? Yes, let's do that. Let's do that one. That's the one. That's the whole fucking story. But he bungles, like, he has no justification for why he cherry-picked that one story. No justification for why he pretended like he knew the motivations of the potential white killer. And he has no explanation as to why he now deleted the video, and he thinks he's totally justified in doing it and has nothing, like, he doesn't need to say anything about it. Just, oh yeah, obviously I took it down because I was wrong. But I wasn't wrong because at the time there was 4 eyewitnesses and they told me that's what happened, and that's why I got all excited. So really, it's not my fault. I take no responsibility in this. Lovely.
No. Well, you didn't work off anything to get to the hate crime. That's just.
No, I
That's
worked
your
off
assumption.
of. Well, yeah, no, the hate crime.
Huh?
It's not like I said this is a hate crime.
You absolutely implied that that's a hate crime. I mean, do I have to show my video? He completely. Do you realize how much time he spent? Okay, I'll show you. Oh, Magnus Carlsen is playing such good chess right now. Holy shit. 1-minute matches, he's smoked. Like, he comes out January 2019 and just beats everybody on Lichess, which is the website I use. It's where all the chess bros hang out. He comes on there. He's using a fake name, Dr. Nichterstein. I don't even know why. Might as well just say it's Magnus Carlsen. We all know it's you. And his rating is at 3125, which is fucking crazy. My rating is like 1970 or some shit right now. And he just absolutely takes out like the top brass of the chess world. GMs, grandmasters. Look at this.
Okay, this is a runaway.
And yeah,
fresh off of the
guy's laughing because he just won like 20 games in a row.
World Blitz and Rapid tournament.
He just won another tournament. Now he's taking on the Penguin. This guy's a famously good Blitz chess player. Grandmaster 2788. 1 minute on the clock for each. This guy's sitting in this tournament. There's like hundreds of people in this tournament right now. It's an hour-long tournament. 27 minutes left in it. He's number 3. This is the number 1 taking on the number 3.
This is
He's beaten him 19 and a half times, meaning there was a draw, and he has lost 5.
the
Magnus Carlsen, the world's best chess player, is in the white, the 28-year-old Norwegian.
World Blitz champion.
It's fast. It goes fast.
He's playing against the Penguin now.
Okay.
3130 is now rating.
It's I've never seen a rating that high. Okay, so I'll just explain to you what's happening really quickly. They have a little tension here with the bishops. See if
No
he trades.
silliness in this
Oh,
tournament.
He's developing his pieces.
No
Okay, they have both castled on the same side. He's looking to develop space here on the queen side.
king and queen switcheroo.
That's a defensive move. Now he's doubled his pawns here. They exchange bishops. Double pawns could come into effect in the late game, the end game, because it's not a powerful sequence. Although in the center it can be not as bad.
All serious openings for. Okay, so
People like this. These grandmasters do this all the time, where they bring the horses next to each other. It's very dynamic. These guys are very crafty with it.
H pawn attacks thrown in there, but
Okay, he's pushing up the middle.
you get
Now he's giving him a chance to undouble his pawns here by taking.
away with that stuff and
He
bullet.
doesn't take. What the fuck just happened?
Anyhow,
Wait, what was that?
Penguin now. 3130 is now the rating.
Hold on.
No silliness in this tournament.
What was that move here?
No king and queen switcheroo. All serious openings
went
for.
here.
Okay, some H
Right, so this horse is just way too close to him, so he
pawn
takes him out.
attacks thrown in there, but you get away with that stuff and
Take.
bullet.
Okay. Take back
Any-
is okay. We have this rook lift. Now,
Anyhow,
oh, he's coming up on the
impressive.
flank. So now he's looking to triple up on this file here.
Very impressive.
Oh, but there it is. Look at that move. See, I told you there's 2 horses. So that's a fork right there between the queen and the castle. So he was trying to get a little bit ahead of himself. That wasn't a safe space for that queen.
Oh,
and now-
ran right into a fork.
There's the fork. He might resign right now.
Okay,
He should resign.
this is
Oh god, this pawn is available for with
the
check.
problem.
He's gonna. Oh,
It's defense.
now he's liking this angle here on the king. You know, because he's got this dude hiding back here.
You have to do that.
Oh wow, see that's a terror. He had to push forward. He couldn't take the pawn back, which just blocked the thing I was talking about. The one thing he had going for him was this angle on the king that he might be able to develop if he got rid of some of these pieces. And he had to push because if he takes there, then the queen's coming here and putting pressure on the castle and the bishop. And so he has to get the castle out of there, and then the bishop falls.
If you
But so now he's pushed, and so now he's blocked himself. He's completely fucked. He's probably going to resign. It's been 20 seconds.
capture, you're gonna drop a piece, and now he just knows this is a sad situation.
So this GM's laughing at him, and he just lost.
That bishop, Stockfish 8 can relate. Those Alpha Zero games seem to always.
That's amazing. I want to sidetrack. Wow, that was funny though. I mean, the guy just made it look so easy. It's just wild. We're doing yeah, this is fucking great. You guys won't believe this. Let me see how many views this has.
And Happy New Year to you, okay?
225. Sorry. This is crazy. Let me see. Let me see if these comments are kissing ass. Yeah, no, not really. I'm done with your phony pro-black niggas. I'm subscribed from this fake shit. When race baiters get owned. Full of shit. Word is that the mother was trying to skip out on the drug purchase she had refused to pay. The mother of the murdered little girl was friends with one of the shooters. This is insane. Sean King on this guy's show. Get woke. Say her name. Jasmine Barnes. Not really sure that's how that story is going to quite pan out. Alright. This is going to be crazy. I might record this later today. Justice for Centoya Brown. Give me a fucking break. Hassan is a little bitch. atheism is unstoppable. I just want to show you. Hassan's not trying to downplay what he did in his video. The sad thing is I have a video about his video. So, watch.
The dermis took a severe burn, and I just don't think it's possible.
And opened fire at the.
Okay. Let's watch.
And you betray your bias
by the stories you choose
in the topics that you select
and the framing
that you give those topics.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I say a wise man once said? I meant a fat man once said. So you'd think that this story has something to do with a hate crime. I mean, it's going to devolve into talking about hate crimes when really it has nothing to do with a hate crime. The basis for calling this video and this event a hate crime is that when asked, the police responded and said, we cannot rule out that it's a hate crime.
Non-evidence.
So in other words, it's non-evidence. There's no evidence that it is a hate crime, but they can't rule it out.
I turned on the light.
Okay, that's the start of his video. Okay? I'm going to count it off.
I turned around and looked at my 7-year-old, and she was leaned against the door, and she was not moving. She was not breathing. I knew that she was gone.
Investigators say a man in a red 4-door pickup truck, seen in this surveillance video, opened fire at the family's car. Jasmine was shot and killed.
This is 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes. She was in a car with her mother and 3 sisters when an unknown bearded white male in his 40s wearing a red sweater pulled up in a red pickup truck.
An unknown.
Okay, so it's about 23 seconds going over the basics of what happened. A little girl was killed. They think it's a white guy. The whole rest of his video, which is another 5 minutes, is about fuck whites and fuck them for all the hate crimes they commit against blacks. So, I mean, it's not even like they're not performing a public service. We all know the story. Their whole point is to offer their uninformed amateur racist opinions. That's it.
And opened fire at the car she was in.
Watch.
Jasmine died.
Did I cut this man off? Did I make a wrong turn in front of him?
No, you just didn't pay him for the drugs.
Did I stop him from getting out of the Walmart for whatever he was doing? Did I
need to do this? This woman, and it was about this black woman that comes up and kills people, is a white guy killed a black person. Isn't that just automatically a hate crime? It's funny because if it's the other way around, which happens way more often, when a black kills a white, it's very rare that people call that a hate crime. They're like, no, that was just Omar from The Wire. A
bit about what happened in the situation.
Original names. That's it. I believe the guy. Why? Well, he said it. He said what happened. So I believe him. It's just a really bad omen that these people show no skepticism at all. It's kind of an insight into how their brains work.
So I'm saying that before it comes out that it's not a white guy. They offer no skepticism. They believe completely the story. That's why I said that. Because it might not be true. And you might want to independently think about how likely it would be to be true. An extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence. And the claim that an unprovoked, with zero motivation, middle-aged white man shoots up a car filled with young black women, that is a ridiculous claim. So yeah, you better have a strong case for that.
And with no answers as to why this may have happened.
Yeah, he says, with no answers as to why this may have happened, the rest of his video is going to be his guess that it was a racially motivated hate crime from a fucking white.
The police have not ruled out the...
Not ruled out. Not the police have suggested that. Not the police have evidence that. No, the question was posed to them. Some guy goes, do you think it's a race... do you think it's possibly a hate crime? And they go, we haven't ruled out anything. In other words, we're not saying anything on that. They take the fifth on that. They're not going to give you information where they don't have it. Why would they? Why would the cops? Because the cops are not irresponsible. If the cops haven't caught the white guy, what on earth would lead you to believe they're going to comment on the motivation of a guy they don't even know who he is? And so based on the fact that they do know he's white, so based off this tidbit of information, I know he's white, I'm going to speculate that he's a racist. That, like, for the regressives, they're like, yeah, obviously he's a racist. He's a fucking white.
the possibility that this could be a racially motivated hate crime.
Yeah, and the police have also not ruled out the possibility that this could be a Mars invasion.
I mean, I make the point. He doesn't understand.
I said
Okay,
that
chill, because
the
now you're
police
doing
aren't-
what Nuance Bro does. You didn't say it was a hate crime, but you said, let's talk about hate crimes. And like, so why do you keep saying?
So Destiny's calling him out. It's so crazy, and he's sitting there trying to cut him off every time Destiny's making a point that's like, you fucked up, kid.
You didn't say.
He's like, no, but you have to understand, there were 4 eyewitnesses. I was totally justified in making a anti-white propaganda video.
But this is what I do regardless. I'm not like I use existing stories.
Existing stories. Tell us about your fucking methodology. How do you create the wondrous creations, Hassan?
Like I use existing
Dumb
news
motherfucker.
Articles.
I should find his ass in LA and kick his ass.
Talk about ongoing issues in the United States and he's to the left.
Ongoing issues in the United States. Oh yeah, is that what you thought when you were lifting up black and white photos from the 1960s?
100.
Fucked up, man. Cancel my shit.
So I use existing stories that are occurring in the that are in the news.
Yeah, in other words, you piggyback on whatever the regressive media machine tells you to go with.
Like we'll talk about things that are happening, and the fact that it wasn't actually a hate crime is the reason why is the
reason why you deleted it in shame, and aren't posting retraction video, aren't posting an apology.
Reason why I took it off.
Oh, well, why, Hassan? Oh, your stats about hate crime, it wasn't specific to this. You left that topic. The video was just about whites and hate and whites versus black violence. Surely all that information still stands.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, nobody does, Hassan. You're a fucking loser.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Like if it was
Listen. Okay, here's what happened. A news story broke, and you said, "Hey, this news story broke. There could be this narrative. Let's talk about things related to this narrative." Now, I'm not saying that it is this narrative, but we're gonna talk. I'm never going to agree with that. There's no argument you can ever give me that's ever going to sway me to say, like, "Oh yeah, I totally."
Yeah, I mean, because it's not just some innocent thing. It's not just. It's reckless. This is fucking reckless. He was dead wrong. This is why you don't do that. Is because if you don't know something, you can't just run with it. You can't just say, hey, this story is a hate crime. A black killed a white because he hates blacks. And now I'm going to talk about hate crime, other hate crimes with whites and blacks. I mean, it's so not arbitrary what you're doing. It's like so obvious the steps you're taking. You're just looking for any reason to get to that narrative and scratch that itch. And it's like, okay, well, then be prepared if your original story, the catalyst for you talking shit about whites, was not even valid to start with. It makes you look like an asshole.
Totally understand it. I would just never do it. That's just my stance on it. Maybe we come at it from different points of view, but
okay, this is a perfect. Wait, hold on. This is a perfect example. Didn't you bitch at Ryan Saavedra for reporting on the original account of the California shooter being a Middle Easterner when it turned out to be a white person?
What? The San Bernardino killers? They were Middle Eastern.
Absolutely. Do you know why? Because the immediate account that the person was a Middle Easterner was off of one person's testimony when there was 20 other fucking people that were saying otherwise, and in an hour it was corrected by the police.
Yeah, but these are two totally different arguments. These are two totally different arguments. I'm not talking about misreporting.
Someone is saying that to me in my chat.
Oh, okay. Because misreporting the facts is something different than framing a narrative. These are two totally different things, right?
Oh my God.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? He's such a dunce. I mean, Destiny just explained to him that how would you like it, Hassan, if people ran with a Muslim terror story without knowing that it was a Muslim terrorist? Do you think that's irresponsible? I mean, of course he would be against that, but he doesn't understand principles and he doesn't care. That's the other thing. Kyle Kulinski showed us that he doesn't care. So when it comes to free speech and deplatforming, he's like, wait a minute, it's okay when we do it because we're the good guys, but it's not okay when they do it because they're the bad guys. And he goes, yeah, that's right. I'm cool with that. Hassan is the kind of douchebag who's like, I support Antifa and the violence that Antifa puts on, racists and the Nazis or whoever. And then if you say to him, well, okay, what if like the Proud Boys or some right-wing group came up and fucked your shit up and was violent towards people you liked? He'd say, well, I'm against that. Okay, well, what's the difference, Hassan? The difference is it's okay when I do it, but not okay when they do it. Why? Because I'm a good guy and I can use whatever violent, preemptively violent authoritarian means I want because I know I'm right. I mean, the guy is that simple. He's that basic. And so he doesn't understand, like, okay, Hassan, I know that you think the crusade to say fuck white people is a good thing, but imagine if this happened in reverse and someone, there's a bombing. There's a bombing in downtown LA today, and I do a 10-minute video talking about those fucking Muslims. And here's Muslims in 1970 bombing people, and Muslims have done this, and Muslims, fuck those Muslims. And then it comes out, oh, it was some redneck hick. It had nothing to do with Islam. And then I just quietly delete the video. You don't think any of my fans would be like, Devin, what was that you were saying about fuck Muslims? What was that? He doesn't get that. He doesn't even understand why people are teasing him. Like, it's really weird.
I mean,
we can talk about whether or not so he could still have reported the correct facts.
He's biased. I know he's
No,
biased,
I'm just saying
and
that
that's why he's like.
No, I'm saying he could have still reported the correct facts. Like, even if his facts were correct, if it was a Muslim and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm reporting this. He was a Muslim. I think it was terrorism." That's the jump that I'm having a problem with. Not reporting facts correctly or incorrectly. That's a separate issue. You can still report all the facts correctly, but still make a jump that I wouldn't be comfortable with. So, for instance, somebody finds out there was a shooting and someone says there was a brown man present or whatever. Like what happened, I want to say it was with the mosque shooting in Canada. There were true facts reported. I believe that there was a suspect, a Middle Eastern man, once identified as a suspect. All of that was true, and people jumped to terrorism. But it turned out that guy was actually like reporting the shooter or whatever.
And I love the fact that they found the one time that some potential terrorist attack wasn't a Muslim. I mean, and this goes back to my point. I mean, they're talking about a terrorist attack in Canada, so I guess it hits the Western media more. You can find terrorist attacks in the Middle East and the Arab and the Muslim world every day. Every day there's people dying. They don't run stories on that. I mean, I go over the terrorist list on Wikipedia. So that's story after story after story of death. Watch, I'll show you. You don't believe me. You don't believe me? Watch, let's see what January. Who wants to make a bet about January? Wikipedia terrorist list. All right. List of terrorist attacks, 20... We want... Oh, Jesus, all of them? No. We want take some time. 2019, what has happened? All right. I have not seen this. January. Terrorist in Germany. Wow. Essen car attack on New Year's Eve. A 50-year-old attacker tried to hit a person with a car in Bottrop, but he escaped unharmed. Minutes later, on January 1st, the man rammed into a crowd at the Berliner Platz in Bottrop, injuring a man from Syria and another from Afghanistan, a woman and a child. In Essen, the man tried again to drive into a crowd of people who was waiting for a bus. The man expressed xenophobic and racist motives. Incident was treated as terrorism. Wow. This white guy went in and did that. Wow. So he knew that this crowd was filled with Syrians and Afghanis. That's insane. And he used a vehicle? Oh, that's retarded. Far-right extremism. So, that's what it is. That's what happened. It's completely fucked up. Anyway, Mogadishu. Al-Shabaab. 2 UN staff and contractor were injured when mortars fired at Al-Shabaab. Huh. The Taliban. 3 dead. Taliban attacked security posts. The Taliban Islamic State, 21 dead. Okay, so there's 21 dead, potentially 27 with the shooters, I guess. 21 people died. Jasmine Barnes, that's 1 human. Here's 21 humans. Okay, here's 37 humans. And this is Mali, this is Muslim terror. Here's 20 humans from Islamic State. I mean, these are not being covered. You don't think there's justification? If you're going to do 5 videos on Jasmine Barnes, you're not going to do 1 video on 20 freaking people getting killed by Muslims? Apparently not. So it's not just, we just seek justice. We seek justice. Oh yeah, well, what about the justice for these events? Oh, not those? Oh. The Taliban, 8 more dead. This is on the first day of January. All this shit happened. Jaish-e-Mohammed, that is Muslim terror. That's another person dead. 46 people were killed. 46 people, jihadists, 46 of them were killed. Ethnic cleansing from jihadists. Unbelievable. Arson. They were burned to death. Wow. Not even close to being mentioned. Okay, so do you think, let's throw up a hypothetical. Let's say South Africa. Let's say in South Africa, a group of white farmers got together and decided to kill and burn 46 Africans as retaliatory violence. You know, they sort of just were like, you know, we're sick of this. And they killed 46 of them. Do you think the Young Turks would have covered that? Do you think those 46 Africans are any different than these 46 dudes from Burkina Faso? Do they matter any less or more? That's why I tell you, the editorial choice to select your story is of massive importance. It is absolutely enormous. Everything that comes after that is just totally secondary. I mean, it's as secondary as, think of a movie. You make a movie. Okay, what's the movie about? Well, I don't know. We'll have to hire a writer. And that writer will come up with a plot, a story, dialogue, and characters. Okay, yeah, okay, I understand that, but what happens after? What happened, you know, in the first hour of the film, the second hour? No, you don't understand. We hired a guy who made all of this up. He chose the story. He chose the location. He chose the time period, the characters, the dialogue, the plot. Everything was there. That is the choice. So if you're a movie producer, an executive producer, when you choose the writer, when you choose the script, you've chosen everything. Now, the details of how that script is carried out, the soundtrack, the acting, the casting, whatever with that. Do not get lost in that. The main choice is, what was the original idea and why did you choose it? Why? We continue on the first. Pakistan, shooting, suicide, bombing, 4 dead. Libya, this Muslim, that's the Taliban. The Islamic State, that's a suicide bombing. That's horrific. Boko Haram, a helicopter crash in Nigeria, unreal. On the second, Taliban, 5 dead. Nobody covered that. The Young Turks won't cover that. Here's in the Sudan, that's Muslims, that's 19 dead. 20 dead in Syria, those are Muslims. Left-wing extremists, so that's probably not going to get talked about. In front of an office of the right-wing AFD in Dublin, wow, a bomb exploded. 3 German nationals, so these are white, regressive Antifa types, were arrested, and the terrorism department of the police. Yeah, and I've talked about this. I did a video about the stickers I was finding in Germany, and it's just insane, the amount of violent rhetoric and anti-fascist LARPing going on there. But, you know, they're trying to kill people now. They're bombing shit. Taliban attacked it again, 8 dead in Afghanistan, but those lives mean next to nothing to people who are so good. These people are righteous. I mean, they're amazing. Boko Haram, 2 dead. That's Nigeria. That's Muslims. What the fuck is this? Cameroon. The military forces. Okay. Military wing. That looks like a separatist movement. What is this? Soldiers in the Kashmir. Rock the Kashmir, rock the Kashmir. Well, the Kashmir is usually Indians versus Muslims. Don't know who was that, what that was about. Mogadishu, that's Al-Shabaab, that's Muslim terror. 1 dead. The PKK, oh, those are some communists. Hassan would like those guys. And they're killing people in Turkey. Turkish people fucking up. Myanmar, they're, okay. Interesting. 13 dead in Myanmar. Woo. Islamic State, 3 dead in Syria. Individualists tending to the wild. Terrorism in Chile. Huh? What the hell is that about? Eco-terrorism. Wow. Sikh man in India. There's a lot of shit going down. Taliban. ELN. What's that? Colombia. Okay. Marxism. Great. Islamic State, Taliban, Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, 5 dead. The Houthi movement, what was that? Oh, looks Muslim. Yep, Sunnis. Al-Shabaab, Islamic State, Taliban, Islamic State, dead. Bodies are piling up. There's 21 dead on the 6th. That's nobody heard about. Afghanistan, the Taliban. Fuck it. 23 dead following the same day, actually. My bad. Syria, Islamic State. Won't get a mention or any coverage whatsoever. But Francis, yeah, why isn't Donald Trump tweeting about it? Donald Trump needs to tweet about the little black girl who was killed by that Eva White. Unbelievable. Taliban, Al Qaeda, Islamic State. I mean, come on, man. Nobody's impressed.
Right, he wasn't the actual shooter. So like this is a case where even if you get the facts correct, I just don't like framing a narrative before we have all the facts. Mainly because I just don't see a value in doing it. You don't gain anything by doing breaking news aside from views, right? You don't gain anything from like trying to like figure out stories like as they're happening, breaking. Like you might as well just wait a day or two to let everything sort out. That's all I'm saying. That's my point of view.
You would have been better off leaving it up, issuing a correction or a caption for full transparency. No, I did. I did.
No, you didn't, Hassan. The video is not up. No, yeah, I did that.
Issue a correction on my page. That's the only place.
On my page? What the fuck? What are you talking about? So, let me understand. You do a hit piece against white people on a channel with 4.2 million subs. Then you issue a correction on, quote, your page? Your 20,000 subs on your YouTube channel? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, please tell me he did that. Hassan Biker. Little bitch. Little fucking fairy ass little fucker. No, you didn't. You did a video about giving advice to incels. What page, Hassan? Did you send a tweet out? Is that what you did? Dumb fucking loser.
Place I left it up on purpose so that people didn't think that I was like fucking running away from this or anything like that.
You did run away from it.
And mentioned that it was incorrect. The information given to us was not right.
Where did you mention this? Did you write it on a napkin and leave it for us to read? What are you talking about?
But I've never been in a situation in my entire life where the police officers and all eyewitness testimony turned around and
so now he's still saying he's not wrong.
Said that this was going on, and the police had not ruled the possibility of a hate crime, which is usually what
had not ruled. What do you mean? Okay, I'm going to unplug and resist the urge to explain this because it is very apparent to me what has happened, and I want to create something and not do damage control on this fucking idiot my entire life. But for the final fucking time, the police saying that they haven't ruled something out is not evidence that it is that thing. Okay, so you have zero justification to have talked about hate crimes when you didn't have a shred of evidence that it was a hate crime.
But they, which is usually what the narrative is when it is more often than not a hate crime. So I use that as a launching point to talk about hate crimes in America.
What? That was the most nonsensical sentence ever. Hey, listen to this. This is Hassan Piker for you. Watch.
The police officers and all eyewitness testimony.
The police officers and all eyewitness testimony.
Turned around and said that this was going on, and the police had not ruled the possibility of a hate crime, which is a.
Doesn't even say out. The police had not ruled the possibility of the hate crime.
Which is usually what they. Which is usually what the narrative is when it is more often than not a hate crime.
Which is usually what the narrative is when it's more often than not a hate crime? That fucking made no sense, Hassan. So wait, when it usually more often than not usually is a hate crime, the forebearer for that, the precursor to that is the cop saying we can't rule out that it was a hate crime? Hassan, no. No, that's not true at all. So he's like, I heard the word hate crime associated with something. Oh, so you heard the cop say it was a hate crime? No, I heard them say it was a potential hate crime. No, they didn't even say that. They said we're not ruling out anything. They said nothing on the topic. That was them saying we have no idea what it was. We haven't caught the guy. We're not commenting on any of it. But in his little fucking chimpanzee mind, he took that as, oh, that's carte blanche for me to just say that whites commit hate crimes. Oh, okay. Because usually when it turns out it was a hate crime, usually people had talked about hate crimes before, and then it turns out, oh, it was a hate crime. Stupid.
So I use that as a launching point to talk about hate crimes in America.
Yeah.
Which is what I do every single time.
Yeah, every single time you say fuck whites. Yeah.
I'm talking about incarceration in America. I talk about recidivism and like rehabilitation.
Recidivism. Whoa, dropping big words on the fucking Quato. Recidivism. Hey, Quato, take that. You know, I talk about crime, recidivism. You know, mic drop on that shit.
Not incarceration. This is what I choose.
Incarceration. Whoa, Hassan. Man, if you keep dropping words like that, we're probably not going to know about your crippling insecurity complex.
To opine on.
Opine. Using Bill O'Reilly words. Opine on the recidivism and the incarceration. Oh, fuck, he's like Mike Tyson. My defense is impregnable. My recidivism rate is impregnable.
This is where the
Sure, here's the question. What value do you gain from doing it before all the facts are?
Yeah, exactly. The value is he thought it was safe because Uncle Gank was doing it, the TYT crew was doing it, the Root was doing it, all the other progressive rags were doing it. So yeah, it was my time to fucking get off. And you know, this damn whites, this is our chance. Let's go, go, go. You know, he wants to be first to market. Francis was doing a video. I can't let him get shine over me.
Like, if you would have made the video like 2 or 3 days later, like.
Yeah, well, the difference there.
No. Here's what it is, Destiny. He can't make the video now because it wasn't a hate crime. So he just looked like a racist if he did that video now. Because, oh, it was just 2 blacks killing a black. So how can I say fuck whites? That's what he won't tell you, but that's what is happening right now.
Is that I have to make the difference there is because it was a breaking news story where there's an ongoing manhunt and I want to fucking help out as best as I can.
You bullshit. You want to help out as best you can. Yeah, Hassan. Please, Hassan, stop playing your video games and help with the manhunt. That's what the Houston police wanted you to do. Oh, God. Help out. Yeah, sure. God, it's fucking crazy. Like, that's a straight up lie. Anybody knows that's a lie. So, I mean, these people, oh, we're so morally good. We're so virtuous. You're a fucking liar. You're a public liar. Eat my fucking balls.
And ironically, I didn't. I did the opposite of helping out. I ended up spreading information that wasn't accurate.
Ironically? No, majestically you did that. That's what you do. You fuck up royally. Oh, but Hassan, did you offer a retraction? Why don't you say that? I fucked up and here's why. My next video, Hassan Piker. Oh, no, you didn't? No, you put a tweet of it somewhere. Somewhere in your timeline of stupid, inane utterances about recidivism and opining. You mentioned that you fucked up royally, did you? Well, I guess that's even. Yeah, send out to hundreds of thousands of people and a tweet sent out to your sycophantic fans. Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. No, I'm fucking so dead. He just punched.
Dead, bro. You're fucking dead, dude.
So you want to know who Sean King is? Sean King, over 1 million followers on Twitter. So I'm going through my timeline and I see he retweeted something. And he retweeted it from this girl, you know.
Say maybe you gotta be the one that say all right, let's do it like that. Like that. No, let's do it like that. Let's do it like that now. All right. We need to go to the kangaroo folder. Let's go to the kangaroo. Let's go to the kangaroo. Kangaroos are so fun. I never make jokes about kangaroos. Because I'm not a fucking LARPing homo. I'm not a LARPing homo. I don't make jokes about hopping. Or that I have big ears. Because I'm not a furry.
He retweeted it from this girl, you know, PDX Law Girl. And she looks like a man. Probably a feminist. Some kind of a witch. I'm not sure. I don't want to be insensitive. She's Wiccan. I don't know. She looks like somebody I wouldn't like. Anyway, this tickled the hell out of me. So, what do we know about Sean King? He's looking out for the blacks, man. You know, it's his cause in life. He's a crusader. Check this story out. A Portland officer. Let's assume he's white. We're talking about Portland. A Portland police officer shot and killed Andre Gladen, a black man who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and was blind. He fell asleep. Wait, why would a white cop kill a blind, paranoid, schizophrenic black guy? Can you believe the level of racism in this world? Oh, just disgusting. He fell asleep. A woman's porch, and she called the police. Instead of just getting help for the person, they just kill him. That's the tweet. And that's the headline. And that's the message. A fucked up racist police officer in Portland decided to kill a blind, sleeping black man. Black man. Now, I just saw the movie Into the Spider-Verse, okay? And in that movie, all of the various Spider-Men have spidey sense. They tingle. Did you tingle when you read that? Does this seem legitimate to you? It was legitimate enough for Sean King to retweet to over 1 million people. 1 million people got that message. A fucking white cop in Portland randomly executed a paranoid schizophrenic blind sleeping man for no reason. Oh my God. Can you believe the racism? Now, the problem with this tweet is that there's a link to the story. Link to the story. How much research do you think I had to do before it was abundantly clear to me that nothing in this is accurate? And this is a laughable contortion of what actually happened. And it doesn't take much. Take much research. That's what's stunning to me. Sean King and whoever propagates this kind of bullshit, they assume you're not going to click that link. Because if you click the link, you're going to get to the article. Do you want to come to the article with me? Let me read it to you, please. Headline: The Oregonian. Man shot by... I
think it's pretty good. I don't even know if I need to continue. Is this... Hello? You guys talking Tonka? Is this live? Hi, what's up? How's it going? JF. Oh, that'd be a little fun. I'd pay to see that fight. JF versus Worski. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing, that Hassan Piker crap. These people are giving me so much content. It's just wild. I could make 10 videos today. I'm just churning out this one because it's funny. Yeah, it's a good point. I want to ask Tonka. I'm supposed to do an interview with him. Yeah, Worski's low IQ and he's low testosterone and he's high drug addict. He's gonna get his ass kicked, and I would take bets on it. I would take bets on it. So let's see what else needs to be done here. I think it's pretty much golden. I could just roll with it, and it's a pretty easy, basic thing. Let's see here.
The 36-year-old man shot and killed by a Portland police officer. The 36-year-old.
Yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think, this one. Maybe we end it with a bang. I don't know. Let's see.
Madness. Anyway, rest in peace, Andre Gladen. It didn't have to go this way, but yeah, life is like a game of choose your own adventures, and you made a few choices there, didn't you?
All right. Doesn't always have to be an outro. How about that? Ain't nobody got time for this outro shit. You know what stuff I make? It's insane. You're getting this. There's your outro. Suck it. That's it. There you go. Still 10, 11 minutes. All right. Render unto Caesar. The fight happens in a few days, and it's amazing. Francis just uploaded a new video. Oh my god. Say no more, say no more. Nudge, nudge. Know what I mean, know what I mean. This is fucking crazy. I should do that live. I will live record that if you want later. I gotta get my mic set up. There's background noise here, but what am I gonna do? The Young Turks. What did Francis do? Government shutdown? It's always been about bigotry. That sounds like Francis. It's never been about national security. It's always been about, fuck the Browns. Here we go. This is Francis all over it.
Nearly 4,000.
I told you. I told you. All right.
Known or suspected terrorists come into our country illegally. And we know that our most vulnerable point of entry is at our southern border.
Attempting to come into the United States through various means in the last year.
No credible information that any member of a terrorist group has traveled through Mexico.
This is all true, and he's picked this up from these sources. I mean, MSNBC, CNN, everybody's already pushed back against this bullshit from Sarah Huckabee Sanders and from Trump, which is their fear-mongering about the potentiality of terrorists coming in. That's a lie. It hasn't happened, and if they do come in, they're not coming in through walking across the Mexican border. And so, yeah, they should be called out for that, but they are. The mainstream media does. So Francis is just going to parrot. There's nothing original here from Francis. He's just saying what CNN has already said.
To gain access to the United States.
So that's zero then. None. Nada. Nil. Zilch. Not a single terrorist, according to official government reports.
Well,
that's official government reports. Has
Francis,
crossed the
Jesus. Okay. Nice fucking jacket. Fuck. What are you? A motorcycle gang from the 70s? Yeah, but don't start talking about terrorism because it comes across as disingenuous. You don't talk about terrorism. I just went over the terror list from this year. It's fucking massive. It's been a few days this year. So we don't need terrorists to come across the border. There are terrorists in America already. And the threat of Muslim terror is a massive problem that you don't even pay lip service to it. So just because the Trump people and the Republicans are fucking idiots and are trying to scare the public into having us, the taxpayers, cough up $5 billion for a wall we don't need. Why? So that Trump can have his campaign promise come through, and so that he can cater to his far-right base, who are all scared, small-dicked, gun-owning right-wingers who just need a topic. Oh, don't worry about the fucking tax cuts for the rich, or the fact that our healthcare system is a joke, or The fact that we spend way too much on our military. Forget that. What about those brown drug dealers coming across the Mexican border? I mean, this is the kind of shit. There are people in Wisconsin and Indiana going, yeah, we got to do something about that. Are you kidding me? It's a mess. As if, we need a wall because otherwise we might get some Hispanics in California. I got news for you. I'm in California. There's Mexicans everywhere. Oh, God. They're coming out of the fucking woodwork. The maid at this hotel is Mexican. The people asking for money in the streets, they're Mexican. The Mexicans it's majority Mexican. It's over, guys. It's over. So give up.
Southern border. Meanwhile,
the southern border. I'm wearing a turtleneck.
Administration has said 4,000 known terrorists have crossed into the U.S.
Now, in response to our fact check a month ago,
So, okay, now, thanks for regurgitating CNN's fact check.
DHS claimed at the time that we had not contacted them, but we did, and they gave us those numbers, which are also in their press release. DHS's press secretary then repeated that same 3,755 figure, ignoring where those suspected terrorists were at.
Thanks, Francis. I could have just gone to the CNN website or, their YouTube channel and watched this, but thank you for showing me that CNN is a news channel that does news. It's amazing. What did you add to this, Francis? What are you adding?
Actually stopped.
How brainwashed must you be to sit there and just ignore these lies?
Right. Well, be careful, Francis. That same policy might come back to haunt you because you might be a little bit ignorant. You might be a work in progress, Francis.
Seriously, I want to know, is he paying their mom's Wi-Fi? Is he outfitting the basement with...
By the way, these are the jokes. So, you know how I make you laugh in every video I do? This is the chance that Francis... Okay, so I'll give him a fair running start on this. You tell me if you crack a smile on this.
Must you be to sit there and just ignore these lies? Seriously, I want to know, is he paying their mom's Wi-Fi? Is he outfitting the basement with comfy barking loungers? Tell me, because the Trump stands are a spectacle to behold. I mean, it's come...
There it is. That was the entertainment. That was the levity. How brainwashed do you have to be? Like, how in the pocket of these people are you? And then here's how much. Are they paying for your Wi-Fi? There it was.
To the point where Fox News hosts, the most reliable cogs in the Trump propaganda machine, are starting to push back.
4,000 people come, or where they're captured. The airports.
Not always.
That dude's been pushing back for a long time. Not starting to push back. He's been against the grain on these people for a while.
Airports.
Certainly a
the State Department says there hasn't been any terrorists that they found coming across.
You see, this is what the Trump administration have been able to do so well, using fear-mongering tactics to brainwash the most gullible.
So in other words, Fox News is correct and CNN is correct. And the rest of this is just a fuck Trump, fuck Republicans video. That's it. Just raw meat for the base of TYT. Just nothing insightful, nothing new, absolutely zero originality. Also no X factor, so there is no comedic value. There is no creativity here. It's nothing.
On Fox News Sunday, White House propaganda mouthpiece Sarah Sanders said...
Listen to that music, it's so overbearing and badly done.
Nearly 4,000 known or suspected terrorists come into our country illegally, and we know that...
I like that, blending the known and suspected as if that's one category. Shit. That's insane. I mean, you could suspect... What is the standard to suspect someone? I mean, what a loose thing that is. You don't think that deserves a different number than these are actual terrorists versus, oh, these people might be terrorists?
that our most vulnerable point of entry is at our southern border.
Note her slippery phrasing here. She mentioned this.
Listen to that music. It sounds like a Mission Impossible trailer. It's like trying to add some, grandiose feeling to it. It doesn't work at all. Fucking God.
Statistic, which is wrong, but then mentioned the southern border,
Jump
suggesting
cut,
they
jump
were
cut.
connected. But according
Jump cut.
to actual DHS data,
DH? DH. You can't say H? DH.
most of the 2,554 people on the terrorist watch list who were encountered by U.S. officials.
Thanks for the screenshot from CNN, Francis. Francis, why don't you just do a live stream of you watching CNN and then turning to the camera every 5 minutes and going, what they said? was a terrible. That was even Scottish.
Tried to enter through airports or by sea. So does that mean we need a 35,000-foot wall to stop the planes?
Oh, that was a joke. Hey, Francis, there are planes that come in, and the planes sometimes have suspected terrorists. How could you connect that to the wall? What if the wall was 35,000 feet? Oh, God, oh, perfect. Does anybody have my brown leather jacket? Hold on, I got this, watch. Do you need a 35,000-foot wall then to stop the planes from coming in? Because that would be crazy if there was a 35,000-foot wall, wouldn't it?
Or one as deep as the Pacific. Yeah, that's right. Build it in the water. Please.
Yeah. Well, I gotta start my day with a little humor in it. Yeah. How could you build a wall in water? What? The water would make it. It's so difficult to build. I mean, they do build bridges in water, like suspension bridges and whatnot, but like, that's crazy, Francis. You can't build a wall in water.
Please enlighten me how you can try it.
Enlighten? What do you say?
Please enlighten me how.
Enlighten me.
Please enlighten me how.
Please enlighten me. Please enlighten me.
Please enlighten me how.
Enlighten me.
Please enlighten me how.
Enlighten me.
Please enlighten me how you can try and justify a southern wall to combat a threat that is not coming from any border, but according to government data.
Yeah, Francis, it's stupid as shit. Anybody on the left, anybody with a half a brain knows this is stupid as shit. A total waste of national treasure. It is all political stunting. It's ridiculous. But again, this is not original, Francis.
Through airports in the sea? And the answer is there's no answer. And Trump supporters don't actually want one because it's not about security. It's about an ideological monument being built to satisfy one madman's ego and live on the way Confederate statues have lived on, as some symbol of white supremacy.
He left all sanity right there at the 2:37 mark is the point. So thanks for regurgitating the talking points that, the real media people. So Francis watched the news, essentially, is the name of this video. Francis watched Fox and CNN, picked up their talking points, and then said them to us. Thanks. The difference is, you're correct that this is, well, you're not correct. You're correct in repeating what the other people who were correct in their assessment of the situation, which is that it is a useless wall and that it is a political stunt. It is a symbolic gesture for a guy who's going to be like, I built the wall. Da-da, yeah, I did something. What a great presidency. Right. That's about Trump and his ego and his pandering to his base to try to get reelected. That's what that's about. But then he jumped to the Confederacy? White supremacy? What the fuck are you talking about? Did you see it? It was very quick. It was like rapid fire. Like, wait, him building this wall is white supremacy and like a Confederate statue being what? Francis, that is such a fucking departure from logic. You just failed right there. So that's the difference. If you want to know the difference between being on the left and being on the far left, being a far left moronic fucking simpleton, it's Trumpism bozo for building a wall, wasting our money. It serves no purpose, and he's an egotistical cunt. Correct. Trump did that the same way and then mention the Confederacy and talk about white supremacy. That is incoherent identity politics, racist madness coming from this loser. Okay? It happens real quick. Watch. Here it comes again.
Because it's not about security. It's about an ideological monument being built to satisfy one madman's ego and live on the way Confederate statues.
That's the regurgitated. Yeah, that's CNN. That's MSNBC. That's adult people understanding the situation. Yep.
Have lived on. As some
Here's Francis.
Symbol of white supremacy that this country, despite the best efforts of some.
Oh, did the CNN and Fox guys tell you that one, Francis? Oh no, that's your touch. That's your little flourish on top of this. Yeah, the wall is a symbol of white supremacy, huh? What, Francis? The wall, if anything, it's keeping people out of the southwest of America. Who's in the southwest of America? A fucking shit ton of Mexicans and blacks. And Asians. Have you ever been to Irvine? You ever been to UCLA? There's more than just whites in America, Francis. This is more than just racial politics, you fucking imbecile. God damn. Even when he knows the answers, He looked to CNN and Fox for the answers. They tell him the answers. Then what does he do? Yeah, it's white supremacy. What? The fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Some just can't shake. Facts don't care about your racist agenda.
Oh, God. Way to plagiarize Ben Shapiro now.
There is no
racist agenda? What are you talking about? How is it racist, Francis? How? How is building a wall around a country, a multi-ethnic country, racist? What? Can someone explain that to him? Francis, what are you talking about?
no statistic that suggests a border wall will address any of the issues the Trump administration is citing. They are so short of valid arguments that they're literally making up numbers as grand as 4,000 to get this thing built.
You never make anything up, Francis. What about that video you just did? You put out fucking half a day after we knew it was two black guys talking about, we got to find this white guy.
And you, yes, you, sitting at home.
Oh, me? Oh, should I be more like you, Francis? Now, who am I? Am I the fictional right-winger, or am I a fictional racist? Who am I?
Eating this thing up.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm a fictional right-winger. I'm a fictional white-winger listening to Trump and, the press secretary talking about it. Tell us how I'm stupid and you're better than me. Go ahead.
Will be known in history as
the history. Stay on the left side of history, y'all. As the who? As the enablers? As the... oh, no. Oh, he might go back. He might make another reference here. You're going to be known as the people who appeased Hitler. Do you think? That would be fantastic if he does. Or no, I might go back to the Confederacy and you're going to go back as the, Civil War reenactors.
The idiot who absorbed propaganda like a sponge. But don't worry, I'm sure the grandkids will be very proud. I'd love to know your thoughts.
Everything Francis does is to flex on his grandkids. Hey, you don't think I'm free in real time? Is that weird for you? Do you realize that I produce this level of thoughtful and entertaining banter at all times of my life? In elevators, on the toilet, etc. Yeah. It's strange. I save the blacks because they have no agency. Maxwell. Nice. Now, this is taking this long. That's crazy. Alright, let's go back to the Destiny.
Punished me, dude. You just punished me for misreporting, dude. Whoa, he can't even fucking kill me. Holy shit. Yeah, now people are like, no, he wanted it to be a white man. That's why he highlighted the story.
Yes, Hassan. See, even his chat, Hassan reads these chat. The chat people are not going to lie to him. They're like, those comments sneak through.
You can't race bait if the killer is of a different race and all this other shit.
Yes,
why
Hassan.
did the Young Turks delete these videos? What are they hiding?
Yes.
There's so much bullshit out there.
What's bullshit about that? What are they hiding? They're hiding the fact that they completely hysterically race baited this and were so desperate and thirsty for this guy to be a white killer. It was beyond obvious. And now they're like, nothing. No, justice was served. Justice is what we care about, right? Anyway, next story. Do we have another white we can sort of make fun of? Did a white person call the cops on a black?
Where they're like, it's so frustrating where, what do you call it? It's so frustrating that...
yeah, what are you saying, Hassan? Hassan, say a big